Hey, welcome once again to Manga Mondays, the only manga show with a constant threat of helicopter noise. I actually started this one in the middle of helicopter noise. This is the last one I'll be doing all in this sitting, so Jesus Christ. In the next episode, I might actually be... It's just happening! It's happening! They're coming for me! That's my windows rattling, in case you're wondering. This is the last episode of this arc, because I'll be wearing a new shirt in the next one, probably, because this is the last manga I have to go through right now, but it might be my favorite of all the ones I've talked about so far, which is Please Tell Me Galko-chan, which was adapted to a great anime series in 2016. You must have heard me talk about it, because it was in my top 20 of the year list, which would have come out like 5 weeks ago by now. And this is, if you've seen the anime of Galko-chan, the first volume of the manga covers almost exactly all the same things in Season 1 of the anime. So if you've seen Season 1, you've read this volume. However, there's a lot to this that makes it interesting in its own right. First of all, the art style is super fucking fascinating, because it's all drawn in colored ballpoint pens. Or at least it's stylized to look like it. I think it might actually be drawn in them. But the entire thing is colored ballpoint pens, and it's really fucking cool, and like highlighters for like the yellows on her shirt and on Galko's shirt. I love the aesthetic. I love that it's all these like purples and blues and reds. It looks totally different from any other manga I've read, and of course it fits the idea of like a classroom. It's about a bunch of girls sitting in class talking, and like it feels like it was drawn. It was drawn to look like, you know, something a girl would be scribbling in class in her notebook, you know, and passing around to her friends kind of thing. Now, the general idea of Galko is that it's very, like, racy humor that's all about approaching all these, like, these taboos or cliches or, like, different ideas about girls that the girls will discuss, such as, so, is it true that girls with large breasts have large areolas? And the girls will just kind of have a conversation about that, usually concluding in Galko being embarrassed about something. But the characters are all very, like, sincere and heartfelt characters who are really fun to read about. They have great chemistry together. They have surprisingly, like, detailed backstory together, and it's all really fun to read, and it's just really upbeat and poppy and adorable. Now, the thing that I want to show you that's different about this from the anime edition is that every fucking page, there's these little notations on the end. And every single time it'll start with, despite her sharp tongue, she's a nice kid, describing Galko. She's popular in class. And of Otako. She and Galko are good friends for some reason. And of, what's her name? The Ojo, an airhead. But then it'll also have some kind of notation about the discussion in that chapter, such as in the large breasts and areolas of Galko. Her areolas are obviously smaller than car tires, as that was the joke in there. Otako, her areolas are bigger than miniature toy car tires, and Ojo's, they're about the size of toy car tires. So yeah, it's like each one is like basically responding to the chapter with personal information about each of the girls in relationship to what they were just discussing. Sometimes it can border on feeling like it was too much information and was like it's hard to tell if this is intended to be fan service or if it's just intended to be like, who cares and we're telling you anyways. But sometimes these can get, like, in-depth, and, like, the side notes become a part of the story, and it can be interesting, like, what little details they decide to fill in through the side notes. But I will say that it can get very tiring to read the side notes on every fucking page, especially because they always start off with the same sentence. So, like, you really have to, like, adjust your brain to figure out that you can skip that first sentence and read the other stuff. But aside from that, I really love everything about the way this is printed. That, like, you know, when a chapter ends, there'll be, like, this splash page of, like, pink with stars that goes on to the next one, you know, and there'll be, like, a little bonus panel. Like, it's just really pretty to look at. Every page looks really nice. This is one of the best printing jobs that Seven Seas has ever done. Usually their stuff is pretty bare bones, and they're spines are usually hideous, but this one looks great. I love the whole aesthetic of the cover and back cover and every single page. The pages feel weighty. This is like a really high effort production, which is really surprising because it's not like this is a manga that I would have expected to get super popular or anything, but it just looks so fucking good and feels good. And again, the chapters are hilarious. The characters are a lot of fun. There's very, like a lot of variation in the designs and stuff. We've got the I'm trying to look for the pool chapter where they introduce those two little girls with the shark teeth. Yeah, that's around here. Hold on. Where this little boy is getting bullied by these two little girls, and like these girls in the anime, I remember being struck by the fact that these two girls had such distinct designs, even though they only show up for like 20 seconds. In the manga, they're like squished into one little panel. That's like the whole appearance of these girls. And yet they have completely distinct designs. Every classmate in Galko always has like a totally unique look. All of them have their own personality. Everybody in it is a distinctive character with their own colors and everything, you know, in this version where they're each drawn with a different style of pen almost. And then we also have some bonus pages in the back that are all pink. Yeah, it's just really lovely. And anything I said that's good about the anime is also true of the manga. I had just as much fun reading this as I did watching the show. I do think it adds a little bit to have the descriptions, which are even on the cover, the little side descriptions, and the art at the top of the pages, which is, I'm keep trying to find one that doesn't have any pictures of boobs. Well, here's one of torn hymen. But yeah, like, I like all the little additional stuff. I think it adds to it and gives it a certain rhythm that as when you're reading this, you know, chapter after chapter, and even each chapter heading is the headings are a different color depending on the chapter. Like that one's orange, that one's purple. Just so many little fun details that go into this printing. So if you liked the anime, I think the manga is worthwhile to read, even though it covers all the same ground. You know, the anime was a very faithful adaptation, but the manga has a totally different aesthetic, and it makes it fun to read a second time. You know, if you like the idea of the story that it's just a bunch of fun, you know, it's like a fun little 4-panel. It's kind of like a 4-panel comedy, except it's not actually 4 panels, but it's treated in the same way, where each page is its own gag. If you like that kind of thing, you'll enjoy this. It's as good as any other I've read, and the fact that it's willing to be raunchy and to like most cute girls sitting around in classroom stories are the total opposite of this. They're very chaste and just like girls trying to be adorable and like talking about normal stuff. You do not get any other 4-coma or like, you know, high school comedy with 4 girls sitting around that's about their periods and breast sizes, you know. Well, you do hear about breast sizes, but this is a lot more in-depth and specific, and not trying to be cute about it. Like it can be gross and dirty, but not like in your face with that. It doesn't feel like it's trying to like go, ooh, whoa, we're talking about periods. It's just like, it's more like it's saying, this is totally normal, and it's weird that we think this isn't normal, you know? I love it. I have a lot of fun with it, and I will definitely buy Volume 2 when that comes out. And that's it for this episode of Manga Monday. I'll see you on the next Manga Monday when I will have read more manga. Guess I shouldn't even bother telling you what they are, but you'll find out at some point. Yeah!